Kids and cadets, welcome back to Tommy Time. Thanks for coming out. We've got a mystery that's solved. I had done a video Christmas Day about two mowers left on my side yard. Well, the mystery solved. It was a weed eater and a Craftsman self-propelled. And it was the Cuban scrapper that lives in my neighborhood. He just showed up with this on his truck. As always, he didn't understand me. I didn't understand him, but he pointed to my side yard, and I figured out he was the donor of those two machines, which turned out well. I think I've got the Craftsman fixed and in storage, and I believe I went through the weed eater already. So two good machines out of that deal. So he had no scrap on his truck. All he had was this Snapper, and we're going to figure out what the deal is with this thing. So I told him one memento. I ran inside, grabbed some money, so I gave him $60, $20 for each of the units, because I didn't know who the donor was of those two on Christmas Day. I thought it was Santa Claus, but I guess there's no Santa Claus. So I figured this is a Snapper 21 self-propelled. I figured I'd give 20 for it, maybe a little on the high side. We're going to figure it out. But I noticed right away the recoil was broken, so that may be our issue, but it's got other issues. We're going to go through it right now. This happens to be 2017, and I'm going to give you the engine model, the 09 Papa 7020145 Frank 1. The 09 Papa 7020145 Frank 1. So I guess we'll start up here at the handle. The safety brake cable's missing. All that's here is the drive control, which is loose. We're missing the drive control. No, that's drive control is there. We're missing the blade control bar and the cable. So I've got vice grips ready to squeeze the linkage together. So I kind of saw this abomination here cut out. I figured I'd try to remove it because I think somebody else did, and they kind of gave up. They cut up here because the bolt was just freewheeling. The nut had come off of the tin here. So I had some needle nose vice grips. I got in there, clamped it down, and was able to back off the nut. I got to take these two off. We're going to throw this Troy built cover on with the cutout here and try this thing. So we got a lot to do. We're gonna look at the oil, which I did. I want to show you it's level. And then I've got my turkey baster. We're gonna look at the gas in here. I'll move you around to the other side. Really low on oil. Maybe it's enough to start. I was gonna put some junk oil in it. It's at the very bottom. I won't run it for very long. Okay, let's move you around to this side. We're going to get the turkey baster. So there's a napkin stuffed in the intake, and we had some rain here yesterday, about an inch. So I don't know if this was to keep water out of the carb, or if what they were doing with this. But no filter and no cover. So I'm not sure exactly what the purpose of that was on the 2017 Snapper. So let me put my hand on the turkey baster, which is right here, and see what's in this brown turd. Looks clean and water free so far. And there's just enough in there to try starting this thing, so I'm not going to take any more. I'm right down to the bottom cavity, but I don't see any water in there. Maybe it's a little on the dark side. So we got to keep moving with this thing. I'm going to take the recoil off now. 8mm for the rest of these two. So I think I took in a couple of these. These are basically all the same. Craftsman Troy built Snapper with these front wheel drive plastic deals. The handles are the same. I took in two with rotted decks this summer, and I saved the front wheel drives, the engines, and got rid of the deck. I have a couple of those handles around which have the safety brake bar on those. Uh-oh, this one's coming off tight. I hope it's not stripping like this side. So what do you think? The rope broke and they couldn't get this one bolt off, so they gave up. We might be in Schitt's Creek here because this thing's turning. Okay, we're coming loose. Oh boy. So Santa is on my side, because this one would have been hard to get. I don't have any access because of the tanks in the way. I'd really have to chop the shit out of this thing to get off that one if it didn't cooperate with us. Okay. So this has got to be addressed here. I have some of these tins from bad engines. I'm going to have to remove the flywheel and coil. These tins come off fairly easy. This one here isn't going to be salvageable. I could take my welder and tack it here to keep the nut from freewheeling, but it's just as fast to take this off. If we have to do a carb clean, I'll have the tank off anyway, and the carburetor, I'm nearly half done taking the tin off. So right away we got to do that. I'm looking at the choke wafer, and this thing's screwed up. Somebody banged into this thing, and look how it's hitting the coil wire. The choke wasn't working here. Once this thing heated up, the linkage is plowing into the wire. And I see some funny writing on the plug. We have maybe one of those E3 plugs on here. So I don't know what the deal is with this. Somebody bent this down. I've got channel locks here. Let me rectify that. We're going to go down the list on this, and mess around. Okay, something like that. Now we're cooking with fire. So this thing probably wouldn't start with this screwed up automatic choke. So this thing had several known issues right off the bat. So let me, we'll put 2 out of 3 back on. Because this nut here on this one here is just going to freewheel. And I don't want to go through that hassle again. Okay, we're off kilter a little bit. We hitting that choke mechanism. Okay, that should get us started. I think 2 out of 3 should hold it enough for me to try to start this. I got my DeWalt battery charging. Otherwise, I'd zippy zap this thing because I'm zip tie certified. I don't know if you knew that or not. Okay, we're gonna take my vice grips and do the linkage back here, the coil kill linkage. So this thing had multiple things going on. That choke linkage not working. Recoil rope broke and they couldn't get the recoil off. Okay, hopefully it'll start like that. I'm not going to juice it right now. I'm going to see if it'll start on its own. Okay, I'm going to pull on it. Wish me luck. No. That was useless. The channel locks came off. Okay, it's going to be difficult. So I got some wire here, some copper wire. I'm just going to try to manipulate this thing. Maybe, or maybe I'm going to try this one more time. I think a metal scrapper just went by. Somebody I haven't made contact with. This is always an issue. Okay. Vice grips one more time. I'll try pulling it more horizontal and not try to lift up on it. Okay. You guys are with me. I could give you the snapper number, but the sticker's missing here. There's only a trace of sticker left here on the flap. Okay, tried a different approach. Feels like no compression. It just feels like it's turning over. It's turning over too easy. Shot a carburetor cleaner in the carb. Highly flammable. Let's come down and do it again. Okay, it fired off, and I think it would have kept running if these stupid vice grips hadn't come off. So let's do this. Since I'm not taking up a lot of your time, I'm going to remove these two. Jimmy up the safety brake linkage, maybe with a zippy tie. Since I am certified, I'm allowed to do that. What are you guys working on? You got any big projects? Okay, somebody's bent this thing every which way. Let me grab that wire and see if I can't do a quick job. Okay, here's an issue. There's a pawl here sitting on the tin. That came out of the original black recoil. I'm looking at it now. It's missing this pawl. So that thing's all screwed up. We're going to be in the search for another recoil, it looks like. Let's see if I can loop this thing and have it stay in place. Or just take the wire off, the grounding wire from the coil, and just remove that. Maybe feed it down here and use that as my kill wire manually. Or I can pull the plug wire off to kill it. Why don't we do that? I've got the manual stop pulled back enough. It's not going to rub on the flywheel. Here's another recoil pawl. Where'd this one come from? It's missing from this Troy built unit. So we're missing pawls left and right here. So let me try rectifying this one. Pull out the clip and try putting this back right now. This wasn't part of my job description. The parts I put on as replacement shouldn't crap out on me. Okay. Okay, put that back in place. Grab the clip. Put that back on. Okay. I think because the recoil might have been hitting the vice grips, it might have lifted up on this thing. Okay. The coil wire isn't grounding out on anything. I'll just grab some needle nose and get ready to pull the plug wire if I need to. Who knows, maybe this thing will stall out right away. But no water in the tank, so maybe this thing will run. Like I said, it had the issue with the automatic choke and the recoil, so that might have done it in. I don't know how they lost the blade control bar. Okay, that's tight. This is tight. Let's do some pulling. Okay, you're with me. You're with me on this one. Okay, I think it burned off a little bit of that carb cleaner. I don't think it's going to start unless we help it again. It's not starting on its own without some help. We'll see. Okay, you heard it start and then stall out, so it needs a carb clean. Probably had been sitting due to the recoil blowing out. I see some grass growing here. And the pawl blew out of this one. So this thing's all hacked up. I'm not going to use this one again. And I've got to change out the tin, the recoil tin, because you need 3 points of contact. This thing's just going to keep jumping up and down and screw up the pawls. So what do you think, 2017 Snapper? Do you think I paid too much at 20? Tire tread looks good. They're not slicks in the front. Sorry, I just kicked you in the head. That's an awful thing for me to do. Let me roll this over and we'll see if the blade's been worn out. removed my big snot napkin. Got quite a bit of buildup here. Grass and some nylon something or other. What's the blade look like? Really nicked up. Let me rotate it and look at the other side. Yeah, really flat, and there's a bunch of big grooves in it. I think it may be bent. We got a lot of wear right there. Some surface rust, peeling paint. So this thing's been around. Typical crack in the deck. They all do that right in that region. Stress crack. Good tire tread on both front and rear. Let me, I'm going to pick that bent up mark as my visual point. Let's rotate the blade and see if the blade's bent. Yeah, this side here is a little more down. Somebody tried to use something to get this off. Pair of channel locks. This is all gouged up. Looks kind of fresh too. Somebody made a fresh attempt to try to get this nut off. I hope that's not an issue for me. Let's see. I think I got a 5/8 nearby. I'm going to pull the plug wire off. That E3 aftermarket plug. Grab my 5/8 socket with the breaker bar. And let's just see. The way they hack and slash the plastic on the recoil, I doubt that they had any tools to work on this thing. It was just a hack and slash-a-thon from the looks of it. Okay, we got the 5/8. And it's coming off. So it's loosening up. It's going to come off. I got to change the blade out. We got wear on it, and it's pretty nicked up. So now we know what we got to do. We got to throw some parts at this 2017 and do a carb clean. Like I said, I most likely have another carcass back there with the handle. I'm going to steal the brake control cable. Maybe the cable and the bar if I can. And put it on this snapper. Anyway, it's a turd as it sits because it needs some work. But if it's not going to be an issue at all. We'll make it happen. Thanks for coming out, checking out Tommy Time. Let me know what you think for 20 bucks on this. Keeping a good relationship going with the neighborhood scrapper guy. The Craftsman and the Weed Eater were home runs, so paying a little more for this turd, I'm okay with that. We'll still make it worth our while. You guys have a good day today. Thanks for coming out.